Hello, Mike. Good morning.
Good morning, Glenn. Thank you very much for taking the time today. I appreciate it.
Of course, I'm in California, all ready to speak to you. Let me tell you, it's all good.
Oh, wow. Up early.
Yeah.
Before we really begin here, I just want to say that you have, for people that don't know, you've worked with Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, so many people. You've had an amazing solo career. You sing with Black Country Communion, which is with Jason Bonham, Joe Bonamassa. So you have earned the moniker Voice of Rock. But now people don't know how this works. Usually a PR person will send ahead like a fact sheet about the person. And this one doesn't say Voice of Rock. It says Voice of God. So I just want to.
Oh my God!
I want to add: would you rather go by Voice of Rock or Voice of God? Either way, it's fine.
That's what in Japan they call me the God of Voice.
Really? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, look. I definitely have God within me, but I am no God. But I like to consider myself. I am a spiritually godlike person. But look. I'm one of the lucky ones to you can call me anything you wish, but I'm really grateful to have been given that moniker, if you will. So I've got a lot to live up to. But as I march forward with my career, I'm very grateful to let people know I'm still here creating new music and playing these legacy songs for you in Worcester, Mass.
Yeah, September 19th at the Palladium here in Worcester. So you're touring with Yngwie Malmsteen. Have you ever played with Yngwie before? And is there any chance of an on-stage collaboration during this tour?
I've known Yngwie since 1983 in LA when he moved there. He opened for one of my bands in LA back in the day. Yngwie played with me on stage in London 10 years ago. He played Mistreated, one of my songs, as you know.
Yeah.
And it was, if you go on YouTube, everybody, you see Glenn Hughes and Yngwie Malmsteen play Mistreated. And it was fantastic. And Yngwie and I have spoken about doing something, touring together, and now it's happening. Will Yngwie play together with me? I don't know. He knows all of my songs. So I'm not saying it's going to happen in Worcester, but you never know, do you?
Yeah.
You could just, in Yngwie, he could just march on the stage like he does and plug in. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see, Mike. You never know.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys regardless. On this particular tour, you are going to focus on the Deep Purple album Burn, which turns, is that right? Does it turn 50 this year?
It was recorded 50 years ago at this precise moment.
Wow.
This week, as I'm talking to you, it was being recorded. Of course, it came out in February of '74, but that's why I'm doing. Look, Mike, I'm doing this 18-month world tour behind this particular album before I return to being Glenn Hughes again. So yeah.
So, and you recorded this. I was reading you recorded this in a castle. This was your first Deep Purple album. You and David Coverfield, fresh in the band. There was a little hijinks that Richie Blackmore played on you. What can you go into that a little bit?
Richie and I were the first to arrive, and John Lord did warn me about him. And that night, about 3 a.m, I'm fast asleep, and all of a sudden, Blackmore had rigged my room up with a speaker under my bed, and he was in the next room with a microphone giving these ghostly, weird noises. And I could hear somebody chuckling. I was fast asleep, and unbeknownst to me, he'd done that. And, of course, it was really funny the next morning at breakfast, but it wasn't funny when I'm in a 600-year-old castle.
Yeah.
And by the way, we were set up to record and write songs in the crypt, in the dungeon.
Right.
So we were definitely set up to be spooked, as it were.
If I was reading this correctly in a couple of articles, you were a little apprehensive at first at joining Deep Purple, which to me sounds crazy because at that time they were one of the biggest bands in the world. But you were a little apprehensive. Why was that?
Mike, they were the biggest. You can look on Billboard. They were the biggest band in rock and roll in the world in '74 because of Machine Head. I was apprehensive because I'm a lead singer. If you know, I'm older than you, but if you look at Trapeze, were we were selling 5,000 seats a night in America, and I was the lead singer. And I was only 21 when they asked me to join them, Purple, and I was apprehensive because I did not want to play bass. So they asked me if I would be a lead singing bass player, and they were going to get Paul Rogers to come in and sing. And Paul's a friend of mine. I thought that would be interesting, but Paul was busy forming Black Country. So I joined the band, and for the next 7 or 8 weeks, we were looking for a lead singer to come in and sing these songs with me. And we found David Coverdale, my dear friend David. So the rest is rock and roll history.
Yeah. Did you know David Coverdale before him coming into Deep Purple?
I did not. And we became, when David came in to join me, we became very close friends.
I hope, in all fairness, that Richie Blackmore did some pranks on David also.
Of course he did. You got to be kidding me. Richie, I only have a lot of good things to say about Richie. Richie's a prankster. And again, a prankster, good man, kind man, and a musical genius. God bless him.
Can you give us an update? I know you're focusing on this tour right now with Yngwie, but can you give us an update on Black Country Communion? I know you guys are working on some new stuff. Maybe if you have a release date, an ETA on that?
I finished vocals on last Friday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Joe came in before he left on tour. He came in on Wednesday. We sang a song together. So now, Mike, the album will go into mix mode this fall. The album will be mixed this fall. I think to safely say the album will be released for sure the first quarter of next year. Okay. And regarding any shows, I can't say if there will be any. Joe and I want to tour a selection of shows in America and a selection of shows in Europe.
Well, I hope one of those shows is at least close to Worcester, Massachusetts. I'd love to see you guys live. Yeah.
No, I don't want to get in trouble by saying there's going to be a show here or a show there, because I've said that before and it didn't happen. So Joe and I really do want to play. We love playing in this band. It's a great band, as you know. Everybody loves Black Country Communion. So for me, it would be grand to play in Massachusetts.
Yeah, we would love to see you here. But we're looking forward to that date at the Palladium. You, Yngwie Malmsteen, September 19th here in Worcester. Looking forward to that. Glenn Hughes, thank you so much for joining us.
Listen, I have a lot of friends in Boston. I love Massachusetts. I can't wait to come home and play there for you. So listen, everybody in Worcester, come and see me. It's going to be a great rock and roll event. Come and say hi, and I'm going to rock your socks off.
I mean, that's Glenn Hughes right there, the voice of God right there. Hey.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Mike. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate it, man. Good luck. I will see you here on the 19th.
Thank you. Have a great day.